And we say good morning to you. Welcome. We are live at Champion Chevrolet again on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City on this Thursday. 'Tis the day. It's Champion Day. We're here again at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Highway Motor Mile, Johnson City, and we're with you on this 8th day of March 2018. Our countdowns are on. We're down to 37 days to the Xfinity Series race, of course, races, and the race and the big doubleheader on Saturday the 14th, 37 days out to the Fitzgerald Glider Kids 300 and the Zombie Auto 150. Also, we're down to obviously a day later, 38 days out to the Food City 500. Jimmy Johnson in to defend his crown. Of course, you can get your tickets at Food City. We'll tell you all about that throughout the show. And we're 5 days out from the start. It's going to be a cold one, apparently, the start of 2018 Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball on Tuesday. A season opener, home opener against the Sullivan Central Cougars at O'Brien Field in Elizabethton. So we'll have that for you. Airtime at 6:45, first pitch at 7 o'clock. Whew, I'd say it's going to be cool. I'd say they'll move that game up, I would guess. I don't know. A little early to tell, but from the indication of the weather forecast, it's going to be a little cool on Tuesday for opening day of Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball. We're here live again at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City. We're going to be joined by co-owner Andy Dietrich, joins us coming up here in just a few minutes. Also going to be joined a little bit later on the show with Carmichael, talking all kinds of sports. Dave Angie back with us, and that's exciting. He's going to join us from the News and Neighbor, big sports guy, and so we're going to talk a lot about college hoops. We got a stock of stuff here about college basketball, NASCAR. We've got some baseball news. We've got some college football news. Of course, the NBA and the National Hockey League from last night. Also, we have a team playing in the state basketball tournament today. Daniel Boone gets ousted. We'll tell you all about that coming up here in a few minutes as they go down yesterday and lose to Bradley Central. Their season is over, but a good one nonetheless for the Lady Trailblazers of Travis Maines. UNACA, the Lady Rangers taking on Wartburg Central coming up later on again on this Thursday at the Girls State Basketball Tournament in Murfreesboro. And again, the only entry next week in the boys tournament from Northeast Tennessee in single A, the North Green Huskies. So big chance him to go down and make some noise. In NASCAR news, Kevin Harvick in trouble. Well, not in trouble. He got penalized. He had some infractions, some penalties imposed upon him as a result of some things he did wrong and his team did wrong and his crew chief did way wrong. He got fined $50,000. We'll tell you all about that coming up, coming out of the racing from Las Vegas as they move on to Phoenix this week, where again, Ryan Newman, the defending champ of that race from a year ago. We'll tell you all about that. Also, of course, college basketball. We've got the National Hockey League. We've got the NBA. We've got, I got a story about the NCAA. The rich just keep getting richer, and college sports is big business. When we tell you about the P&L statement from the NCAA, it is big business, and we'll tell you and show you why the numbers coming up here in just a few minutes. We always start our show, we dedicate this show to the man who hung on the cross. We unashamedly do that. Our verse for the day is out of the book of Psalms. Psalms 119, 105 says, "My word is a lamp to your feet and a light for your path." And that is the verse of the day here on show number 704 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Tomorrow we'll be at Food City on South Roan Street. Monday we're going to be at Will Graham's celebration headquarters on North Boone Street here in Johnson City, getting ready for the big celebration coming up April 27th, 28th, and 29th. And so we'll be there on Monday broadcasting live. Then let's see, Tuesday, Phil's Dream Pit. Wednesday, Chick-fil-A. Thursday, we'll be at Freddy's next week. We'll take a break from here, and next week we'll be at Freddy's, and next Friday we'll be at Eastman Road, Food City. So we got lots going on, and we're booked all the way through, picking up some brand new sponsors. Got a brand new one starts the end of the month. We'll be at their location. Again, we'll tell you all about that. So we appreciate the opportunity as the show continues to grow. Like us and share us, and there's several folks we want to say hello to this morning. Roxy Bridgman. Hello, Roxy, over in Carter County, Elizabethton, and so that's Parker Hughes' mama. She watches the show. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And also the Rotenberries. Want to say good morning to those kids this morning, Joanne and David Rotenberry, and also to Betty Perry and Renee McNeil and some of the folks that are regulars, and we certainly appreciate that very, very much. Like us and share us. That's the name of the game, and we'd appreciate that. We're up over 1,000 followers every day, and we can't thank you enough for that as the show continues to grow here, as the word gets out, and we go forward with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Quick break. We'll be right back, and we'll jump in. We'll go. We're going to talk about college basketball. It's been a busy night last night. It's going to be a busy day today. We'll break it down for you, tell you who's playing where, and all the different conference tournaments next year on show number 704 on the road to Champion Chevrolet, the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here are the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance. We follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
I'm on the Tom Dover Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Hello to Betty Perry. Hello to Melina Denny. She said, I'm going to share the show. Bless your pea-picking heart. Thank you, Melina. She's a sweetie. Also want to say hello to, let's see, who's over on this screen. Got folks want to say hello to, and that would be some of the folks cranking it up. Hello to Chris Payne, David Strickland, Jennifer Johnson, Matt Weems, Vince Red, Neil Hartley, Darius Inslee, Andy Dietrich, Kim Williams, Renee McNeil, Kelly Essler, Jeff Hyder. Hello, Jeff. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you being with us. Also, Brenda Byram. Hello, Brenda. Over in Elizabeth, and also Sheila Stamper in Kingsport. Hello to you kids. We appreciate you very much. Again, like and share the show, and we can't thank you enough for that. And so we're here at Champion Chevrolet with the 17s have got to go at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile. They have a great selection of new Chevys to choose from with savings of $12,000 on select models. So Silverado Crew Cab All-Stars, $12,000 off. Corvettes, 20% off MSRP. Again, there was a hole here that my canary yellow Corvette was sitting right here on the other side of the camera for many, many weeks. It's gone. They sold that one. They're getting ready to roll another one back in. There's Sparks, 2017 Sparks, Traverses, and the 1500 regular cabs. We'll let Andy talk all about that coming up in a few minutes. But again, they got 17s on the lot. They got to get out of here, got to go. And so we will let him tell you all about that coming up here in just a few minutes. College basketball, it is busy to say the least. Here we go. Let's start with the coaching change. Lamont Smith resigning as head coach at the University of San Diego. That happened last night. His departure from his alma mater comes one day after his attorney released a statement that no charges of domestic abuse would be levied against Smith. He was arrested in February in Oakland after a woman whose identity has not been made public alleged Smith abused her in a hotel room the night before. 42-year-old Smith played for San Diego. He was hired in 2015, had 2 years remaining on his contract. Assistant Sam Skoll was named interim head coach while Smith was on administrative leave. Again, they went 18-13 this season, matching the program's most victories in a season in 10 years, but Lamont Smith out as the head coach of, again, the University of San Diego. All right, here we go. College basketball from yesterday. Southeastern Conference Tournament. It was Georgia knocking off the 12th seed, knocking off number 13 Vanderbilt, 78-62. South Carolina squeaks past Ole Miss. Number 11 beats number 14, 85-84. So today's games, there's 4 games ready to roll today. Texas A&M and Alabama, number 8 Texas A&M, the 9th seed Alabama plays at 1 o'clock today. All this going on in St. Louis. At 3:30, the 5th seed Missouri and the 12th seed the Georgia Bulldogs will square off. At 7 o'clock tonight, Tennessee's feature opponent, Mississippi State, the number 7 seed, takes on LSU, the number 10 seed. That is at 7 o'clock tonight. And then the nightcap of the 4-game set, number 6 seed Arkansas will play South Carolina. And all that's in the second round of the Southeastern Conference Tournament going on in St. Louis. ACC tournament from yesterday. We gave you the scores. It was happening yesterday during the show. We were Chick-fil-A. 9th-ranked Louisville knocks off 8th-seeded Florida State. The Seminoles go down 82-74 the final. Also, 12th-seeded Boston College knocks off the 5th seed North Carolina State 91-87. Also last night, blew a 21-point lead. Virginia Tech, the Hokies, had them right where they wanted, but Notre Dame comes back to beat them. 10th seed Notre Dame knocks off the 7th seed Virginia Tech 71-65. And the 11th seed North Carolina, or rather Syracuse, gave North Carolina a run for a while, but the number 6 seed Tar Heels far exceeded what they needed to do to beat Syracuse, kind of blew them out. 78-59 was the final there. So, coming up at 12 o'clock today, Louisville takes on the number 1 seed and the Virginia Cavaliers, of course, number 1 team in the country. You have at 2 o'clock the number 4 seed Clemson, the number 12 seed Boston College, North Carolina, Miami at 9 o'clock tonight. And at 7 o'clock tonight, the number 2 seed Duke, the number 10 seed Notre Dame. Then in the nightcap, it's the 3 seed Miami and the number 6 seed North Carolina. All that in the ACC happening, of course, in Brooklyn. In the Atlantic 10 tournament from yesterday, we're going down the line alphabetically, obviously, and the Atlantic 10, with the exception of the SEC, the Atlantic 10 Conference. Oh, you're a sweetie too, Melina. I just saw that. Welcome, Tom. You're a sweetie. Well, you're a sweetie too, Melina. What a piece of work that one is. I like her. Let's see. Atlantic 10 tournament, you had UMass defeating LaSalle at 69-67. George Washington eliminates the Fordham Rams 78-72. So today, second round action, VCU and Dayton. UMass will take on the 5th seed George Mason, UMass the 13th seed. George Washington, the 11th seed, takes on the 6th seed St. Louis. And in the nightcap, the Richmond Spiders, the number 7 seed, takes on the number 10 seed in the Atlantic 10, taking on Duquesne. In the Big East tournament from yesterday, it was St. John's eliminating Georgetown 88-77. In the other game, you had Marquette, the 7th seed, defeating DePaul, the 10th seed, 72-69 by 3. So today at 12 o'clock, the third time this season, number 1 seed Xavier, the Musketeers out of Cincinnati, taking on St. John's, the 9th seed. 2:30 this afternoon, the Blue Jays of Creighton, the number 4 seed, taking on Providence, the number 5 seed. At 7 o'clock tonight, the number 2 seed Villanova takes on the number 7 seed Marquette. And at 9:30 tonight, Seton Hall, the Pirates, will take on the Butler Bulldogs. Seton Hall, the number 3 seed in the Big East, and the Butler Bulldogs, the number 6 seed. All that going on tonight in the Big East tournament. Big 12 from yesterday. Oklahoma defeated Oklahoma State. The Cowboys beat the Sooners 71-60. Oklahoma State, the 8th seed. Oklahoma, the 9th seed. It was the number 7 seed, the Longhorns of Texas, knocking off the 10th seed Iowa State and knocking them off and beating them as they were projected to because they were the lower seed. 68-64 the final there. Your games today at 12:30. Number 4 seed Kansas State, number 5 seed TCU. At 2:30, number 1 seed the Jayhawks of Kansas and the number 8 seed the Oklahoma State Cowboys. At 7 o'clock tonight, the number 2 seed the Texas Tech Red Raiders taking on the number 7 seed the Texas Longhorns. And at 9 o'clock tonight, the West Virginia Mountaineers, the number 3 seed, taking on the number 6 seed, the Baylor Bears, all that in the Big 12 Conference Tournament. We are live here at Champion Chevrolet. Andy joins us coming up in a few minutes to give you the college basketball rundown, giving it right to you and giving you everything you need to know about the hoops going on right now. Conference USA, a couple of upsets yesterday. Southern Miss, the number 9 seed, knocks off the number 8 seed, Florida International, 69-68. Number 10 seed Louisiana Tech defeats the number 7 seed North Texas 68-62. The 5th seed UT University of Texas at San Antonio defeats UTEP 71-58. And it was the Alabama Birmingham Blazers over Florida Atlantic 83-72. One game, really the only one that matters today on this particular schedule. At 7:30 tonight, we are Marshall. The Thundering Herd, a number 4 seed, will take on the number 5 seed Texas San Antonio at 7:30 tonight. Also, the number 1 seed, the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee State, taking on the 9th seed Southern Miss. Also tonight, the number 2 seed Old Dominion, Louisiana Tech, the 10th seed, and then the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky, the number 3 seed, taking on Alabama Birmingham, the number 6 seed tonight in the Conference USA tournament. In the MEAC, you had winners yesterday. It was Florida A&M over Howard by 10 in an upset. You had an overtime North Carolina A&T defeating Delaware State 62-61. It was Norfolk State, the 5th seed, over Maryland Eastern Shore by 10, and it was the number 7 seed Morgan State over South Carolina State 83-80. So today in that particular tournament, you have coming up today, let me see what the... Also, you have Hampton defeating Florida A&M. Coming up one game today, it appears it's going to be North Carolina A&T and Norfolk State coming up later on today in that particular tournament. Mountain West tournament from yesterday. Let's run them down for you. It was Air Force and UNLV. The Running Rebels beat Air Force 97-90 in overtime. It was Utah State defeating Colorado State 76-65. It was the Wyoming Cowboys, a 13-point win over San Jose State. So today you have the number 1 seed Nevada takes on the 8th seed UNLV. You have the number 4 seed Fresno State taking on the number 5 seed San Diego State in the Mountain West tournament. The number 2 seed Boise State battles the number 7 seed Utah State, and in the nightcap starts at 11:30 tonight. The number 6 seed, the Wyoming Cowboys, taking on the Lobos in New Mexico, the number 3 seed, all that happening in the Mountain West tournament. We're going alphabetically. The Pac-12 goes as follows. Colorado with a 12-point win over Arizona State, 97-85 yesterday. Stanford beat the California Golden Bears 76-58. In overtime, an upset. Oregon State knocks off the 7th seed Washington in overtime, 69-66. And also for today, you have the number 1 seed Arizona battling Colorado, the number 8 seed. 4th seed at UCLA takes on 5th seed Stanford, and the 2nd seed Southern Cal takes on the number 10 seed Oregon State. That all is happening tonight in the Pac-12. 2 more in the Southland Conference from yesterday. New Orleans, the 5th seed over Texas A&M. CC 83-76. Central Arkansas knocks off Lamar 67-57. That's an upset. Central Arkansas, the number 7 seed, Lamar, the number 6 seed. So today, 2 games on tap. New Orleans and Sam Houston at 6 o'clock, 5 versus 4. And at 8:30 tonight, Central Arkansas taking on Stephen F. Austin. Central Arkansas, the number 7 seed, Stephen F. Austin, the number 3 seed in that particular tournament. And finally, alphabetically, the Sun Belt tournament from yesterday. Appalachian State, the Mountaineers, the number 5 seed, beating Little Rock 93-64. It was the 8th seed Coastal Carolina losing. Texas State knocks them off. The 9th seed beat them 73-66. So Coastal Carolina has been eliminated. 7th seed Troy, a 7-point win over the Jaguars of South Alabama. The 10th seed 69-62. And University of Louisiana Monroe with a 21-point win over Arkansas State, 76-54 in the Sun Belt tournament. So today, 12:30, top-seeded Louisiana will take on number 9 seed Texas State. The Appalachian State Mountaineers at 3 o'clock will take on University of Texas at Arlington. That'll be a 5 versus a 4 seed. Mountaineers number 5 seed. Georgia State, the number 2 seed, takes on Troy. That'll be at 6 o'clock. Troy, the number 7 seed. And then 3rd seed at Georgia Southern in the Sun Belt Tournament, taking on University of Louisiana Monroe, the number 6 seed. That'll be at 8:30 tonight. So obviously lots of basketball. 'Tis the season of all the conference tournament. That's why we're here to tell you what's going on. And as these games start at 12 and 12:30, as long as we're on the air, of course, we'll give you an update of what's happening in these particular games early on. Tennessee will play the winner of the Mississippi State LSU game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in the quarterfinals of the SEC tournament in St. Louis. Quick break. We'll be right back. He's here. He's ready. He's our buddy Andy Dietrich, co-owner of Champion Chevrolet, with lots to talk about. If you're looking for a vehicle marked way down to move them off the lot, the 2017s, they've got to go, and Andy's going to tell you all about them next year as we go through show number 704 from Champion Chevrolet on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Do you like pulled pork? At Phil's, the pulled pork is cooked low and slow. We cook it all night, but we serve it fast. Our pulled pork is hickory smoked, tender and juicy. We serve the pork either as a sandwich on a bun or platter style with garlic toast. And don't forget to try our pork wings. They taste like a cross between ham and our sweet ribs. It comes as a meal, as an add-on, or part of our meat sampler platters. Pulled pork and pork wings. Just 2 great reasons to stop by Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit off I-26, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Nope, that's not me. You know how we go. We got to get the camera adjusted. Hello to Ryan Presnell, the head baseball coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones, and there we go. There he is. Hello, Mr. See, I'm trying to make sure don't hit Chris's window, his door. Chris here today?
Nope.
Nope. So he won't be coming.
He's
and going.
off training in Texas.
Is it really?
That's where all my exes live. Don't tell Haley that, though. That's why I live a ways away.
That's why you're up here in Tennessee.
Yeah.
All
They
my
can't
exes.
get to me.
No, they can't
Up here
get to
in
him
the
up here.
mountains.
No, up here in the mountains. He can hide. Come to Unicoi County, hide somewhere. Andy Dietrich's in the house. Hello, would you say hello to Coach Presnell, please?
Hello, Coach Presnell.
The Elizabethan baseball coach.
Elizabethan baseball coach. Wow.
We start Tuesday, calling ball games to Elizabethan. It's going to be cold Tuesday.
Yeah.
Long Johns.
Yeah, it's that
Long handles.
ETSU baseball game I was at yesterday. It was 38 degrees with a wind chill of 29.
Mm-hmm. Big day yesterday because the little man threw out the first pitch. Tell me about it.
Yeah, Hudson, it was Johnson City Chamber of Commerce Day at the ballpark, Thomas Stadium there for the ETSU baseball game against Eastern Kentucky is who they played. Not many people turned out because it was so cold, and I don't blame them because I probably wouldn't have turned out when it was that cold. It wasn't baseball weather. It was unusually cold, but they had asked someone from Chamber of Commerce if they would throw out the first pitch, and Gary Mabry called me, and I said, well, let Hudson do it. So I went over and snuck him out of school early. The game was at 4, and we had him over there at 3. And Haley was really worried because the mound, in college is a lot further back than if you play, with Little League that he's playing in. And she's like, Andy, he won't be able to get it to the catcher for the first pitch. But Hudson was bound and determined to throw it from the pitching mound. And they told him to go ahead and do it, and he sailed it over the catcher's head and hit the backstop. So you hear all of us in the video I posted on Facebook yesterday. It's like, whoa!
The acorn did not fall too far from the trees, I'm going to say. That'd be something you would do.
Oh, gosh, he slung it in there. So I'd say some scouts are watching that video yesterday. He'll make a good outfielder for somebody to be able to throw him out at home from out in the outfield.
We're talking to our buddy Andy Dietrich. We're live here at Champion Chevrolet, so that's a great thrill for him. That'll be one of those. Your mom and dad was there, too,
yeah,
right?
Mom and dad, and
That's
Haley's
awesome.
dad was there, and we had a really good time, and all the players came up and gave him high fives, and the coach came over and shook his hand and talked to him for a little bit, and he felt good there for that little moment. It
From
was,
top of the world.
Yeah, he was excited. He wouldn't even wear his coat, and it was so cold, and he's like, Daddy, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I was like,
Adrenaline rush.
yeah, adrenaline rush.
Yep, it was rolling through the old veins. So he threw out the first pitch of the Bucks baseball game. The Bucks won yesterday.
They scored the most runs they've scored so far this year. They scored 12 runs yesterday.
Love it.
They're having a great year, and they just beat Tennessee last week.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about it, a lot of players may have passed up ETSU to play for Tennessee,
That should have been standing right here.
and then ETSU comes into town and beats them.
Mm-hmm. It's a little statement.
Yeah.
We are talking to our buddy Andy Dietrich, co-owners you see on the screen of Champion Chevrolet, and so we have 17s. We got to move them. What's going on?
We have $12,000 off all our remaining Crew Cab All-Star Silverado 17 trucks out on the lot. We do have several to choose from, several different colors. Still got what we've had last month and the month before, the remaining 2017 Corvettes. We've got 20% off MSRP. 17 Sparks starting at $10,995, and the remaining 2017 Traverses are $6,000 off MSRP, and then also a sale item on one particular truck. We've got a 1500 regular cab for $22,995, and all of these vehicles that I just talked about, they have money to get to this money off. You must finance through GM Financial. So I've got the asterisk, right there, and that's the fine print. Got to finance with GM Financial to get that money. But we still have, we talked about it last week. We still have some hard to decipher rebates, but they're like if you have Hondas, Daewoo's, Kias, Fords, Toyotas, Lexus, you get different amounts of money off in rebates, anywhere from $2,500 all the way down to $1,000, depending on what kind of model vehicle or what kind of make, that you drive. The vehicles I just quoted are not included in that. Everything else on the lot, basically everything else, if you have a certain make or model that's 99 or newer, there's more than likely you've got extra money.
There you go.
It's coming. More money.
More money's coming.
More money.
More money to move it here again in the month of March at Champion Chevrolet. Now, right here last week, there's an empty spot. There was a beautiful canary yellow Corvette that was here.
Like I told you before, I'm not in love with any of these.
No.
They all need a need a home, and we found a good home for it. And I didn't shed a tear.
No, it's gone.
And I just need to say, I said when you walked in, you stunned me.
Stunned you?
How dapper you look today.
I look dapper?
Yes, Dapper Dan.
Why do I look dapper?
You got your tie on,
Right,
and
you
your
got
vest,
tie.
and your
A little
sport
sweat.
coat.
It's cold out. Yeah,
I mean,
sport coat.
he's looking good today.
There you go.
Looking good for
Easy.
over Facebook Live. Is this still on a 5-second delay when you've got me on?
No, because when I sucker punch you, it'll be 5 seconds away, so you hit the floor.
People hear big thud.
Thud
Oh, that's just Andy.
That's
He's
just Andy
knocked
going down. Run that mouth too much. He talked one time.
I was just paying you a compliment.
Yes, you were. And I thank you for that.
I mean,
it's very
it's,
nice. I didn't realize it made such a...
I mean, well, we all noticed it when you came
Yeah,
in.
you
We
did.
were like, man,
Even Tim said.
look at that.
Tom Taylor, you're spiffing. I think's what he said. And Cletus
Styling and profiling.
Cletus came over and asked me if I was preaching today. I said, I can if you want me to, but
What did he say? He said
One of
something
us
else.
preached. He did?
Yeah,
Cletus did?
he said you're preaching, or what was the other thing he said? It was funny.
I don't know. I tuned
It
you
may
out.
not have been appropriate.
No, I can't remember what he said now, I'll be honest with you.
I don't know where Cletus is. He's
We-
off talking somewhere.
We are here live at Champion Chevrolet. Coming up, Carmichael joins us. We got some baseball news. We got Kevin Harvick winning the race in Las Vegas and losing lots of points, and his crew chief got fined $50,000 for their infraction. And so, did you go, by the way, to see John Smoltz the other night when he came in town?
I took Hudson to the free clinic for the kids that afternoon from 5 to 6.
Yep.
So he got to go over and he worked with John Smoltz and the ETSU baseball players for an hour, which was a really neat experience. I did not go to the dinner afterwards. John Smoltz has a restraining order against me in my early days, like in the Braves and Dale Murphy and Tom Glavine. So I had to stay in the parking lot.
Got you.
When Hudson went in.
1,000 feet away.
Yeah.
I understand. Drop off and leave is what
So
they
I
say.
tried to get a table and they just
Yeah.
said, Andy,
No.
sorry.
RO, restraining order. Stay away. All right.
But no, he was great. He talked about Dale Murphy. Dale Murphy's my hero. When I was, he was in spring training in Port St. Lucie, and I was down there for spring break with my dad, and I tracked him down after the game, and I had a Don Russ rookie card, and I had him autographed. I found him coming out of the locker room. He was by himself, and I jumped out in front of him, probably scared him half to death, and he signed that rookie card. I still have it. But I had my Power Alley poster in my bedroom with him standing in the alley with that glowing bat. I don't know if you remember that.
You sure do.
And but no, Dale Murphy was my hero, and one of my biggest disappointments is he never got into the Hall of Fame.
I was just thinking, I don't ever hear much about make personal appearances or anything. I mean, is he kind of just went?
They pulled him back out with this new Braves stadium. I've seen he's made appearances, and they honored him out there when it opened, and he still lives in Atlanta as far as I know. But
He was a good one.
Yeah,
and
he
should have been in the Hall of Fame. I agree
Should have
with
been,
you.
yes.
Yep. So I just learned something new. Your baseball hero is Dale Murphy.
Yep, and then a buddy of mine, Alan, gave me 2 years ago, my birthday, he had a signed bat from Dale Murphy. He gave it to me for my birthday.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We are talking to our buddy Andy Dietrich. You got a meeting to get to, right?
Yes.
Well, this Johnson City Chamber thing's keeping you hobbling,
It's
isn't it?
this whole year. I just warned my wife and kids, you're not going to see me a lot. But luckily, most everything is either early morning or it's during the day, like a luncheon or something. So not much goes on in the evening yet. When I think I may be in trouble when the warmer weather comes around here, that I may have some more things to go to. But just a lot of different things. We're doing a lot more things. I'll preach for a second. We've got John City, Kingsport, Bristol, and for years and years and years, we've sort of competed with one another. We've sort of robbed Peter to pay Paul. We've stolen retail from one another and pulled it out of Kingsport and brought it over here, or they've taken it to the Pinnacle in Bristol, and that doesn't help any of us. It does not help us at all, and we need to think about how we can be more regional. Instead of being three, let's be one. And if we can all think as one and work together, we need to bring manufacturing jobs here, distribution centers, other things that would be better paying wages here, make people want to move here, because our population has sat dormant for years. I mean, no growth whatsoever, zero. And in the next 10 years, I don't think it's not projected to go anywhere either. So if we need to all work together, we need to find away, and Eastman's really working on this. The three chambers now we're preaching regionalism. Jerry Caldwell is the Bristol Chamber Chair, and Bob Feathers in Kingsport's Kingsport Chamber Chair. So the three of us have already had meetings and trying to figure out a way of something that, during our tenure this year being chair people, what we can do to make a difference to try to make something more regional happen for us here. Because we need to grow, we need more income here. It's sort of stagnant. We've got good things going, e-tissue and the hospitals and things like that, but we need to have something new brought in that's big.
You say hello to the brand new listener, brand new watcher?
Roxy Bridgman.
Roxy Bridgman watches over in Elizabethton, so there you go. Hello, Roxy. Appreciate that very much.
So did I preach okay?
You did good.
Okay.
But you're right. I mean, I've been here for a long time, and you know, outside this area, it is known as the Tri-Cities. When you talk to somebody at Bristol Motor Speedway, Bristol's in the Tri-Cities. I mean, when it's somebody outside of this geographic area, they consider this area the Tri-Cities, Johnson City, Kingsport, Bristol. We don't necessarily, but we should. We fragment it out. Well, I'm from Elizabeth, and I get that to a point, but you're right. The outside looking in, the industries and the folks who come in here, they see us not as one, they see us as three, because at one point there was a stat that within a 50-mile radius there's 500,000 people.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep.
50-mile radius where we're setting at any given time in the Tri-Cities, there's 500,000 people. And so what attracts businesses, and if I understand what you're saying, what attracts businesses and retail outlets, they don't care if it's Kingsport, they don't care if they want to know Tri-Cities. How many feet are going to hit the floor?
Retail is not going to, I mean, retail's great, don't get me wrong, I'm in the retail business, but retail is not going to help us necessarily grow by getting a restaurant here on Roan Street or on Stone Drive in Kingsport or on the Parkway of Bristol. That's not going to make it, that's not going to jumpstart it. We need to work together to get competitive with tax incentives to attract manufacturers here. You know, there's so many different ones. You know, you read about them, like such and such went to this city. You know, we need to, as pulling our resources together, 3 cities, or 4, 5, 6. You count Elizabethton, or Gate City, Weber City, Irwin, something like that. Pull everything together. Be competitive. Throw some incentives at getting some of these. Start competing like a big city would, like Chattanooga, Knoxville, Nashville.
Dr. Barry Walton says, looking sharp, Tom.
Well, we know that.
What's the
I mean,
deal?
I about fell out of my chair at my desk when he walked in this morning to set up. I mean,
Would you say
very impressive.
Would you say hello to Connie Steer, please? She's watching. Sweet.
Oh, I know Connie Steer.
Hello,
Connie
Steer.
recruited me onto the CASA board for Sullivan Hawkins County, and she retired several years ago, but she started CASA in Sullivan County and spread it into Hawkins County and also in the city of Bristol, part of Sullivan County, and did wonderful, wonderful things in their 20-plus years. She was knocking on the door close to 30, but 20-plus years. She's a wonderful lady. And her daughter, Courtney, went to Elon.
Elon College.
Elon, where I went.
Where you went.
Yeah. It's
She
now
says
Elon
new
University.
Regional emphasis is right on, Andy. So
Yes,
there you go.
we're, that was my chamber speech.
Yep, it was. It was very well done,
We
too.
have got to work together to make a difference. And
Haley wrote a good speech.
yeah, Haley did. I hope that water comes out your nose. Wow. You just had to go there.
Oh, I just had to get old zing. It was a very well-written speech.
No, Gary
So,
Mabry and I
know
did that speech.
Yes, it was very good.
He
Very
laid
well done.
some of the groundwork, and then I added all my Andianisms or whatever you call them.
But it's everything you said's true. I mean, outside of the, you're looking for companies coming in here, they want to see the big picture. They don't, Kingsport's okay, Johnson's okay, Bristol's okay, Elizabeth's okay. They want to see the big picture as far as
Here's
jobs.
what I promise everybody that's listening. If you get a big manufacturing job, it doesn't matter if it comes Kingsport, Johnson, and Bristol. A lot of those people are going to want to live in the city that you live in and commute, because they're going to find different things in each town that they're going to like more than the other, and still drive the 30 or 45 minutes. That's nothing. When you've watched people drive 7 or 8, 9 miles in Atlanta, it takes them an hour to get to work. I've met tons of people over here at the hospital system. They've moved here from big cities to work for Ballot, and they love the drive. They said, I don't care to drive 30 miles to work, because that would take me 2 hours where I'm from.
Exactly.
And so it'll benefit all of us if we can all work together and to attract and bring new jobs here.
When I lived in Charleston, when I did the Citadel on the radio back in '90, I lived on the Ashley Phosphate exit, had to drive to downtown, down to the Citadel campus downtown every day. I think it's 6 or 7 miles, 45 minutes to an hour every day.
Mm-hmm.
You just figured. So here you have that luxury of not having that traffic congestion. So for a lot of reasons, he is spot on. So
I live in Jonesboro, and I have a ton of people in my neighborhood that drive to Eastman every day.
Mm-hmm.
They live over here.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So-
and we can all benefit.
Yep.
Instead of trying to pick off each other.
So Bob Feathers is the Kingsport Chamber.
Jerry Caldwell, Bristol
Jerry
Motor
Caldwell, our dear buddy, Executive Vice President, General Manager of the track, is the Bristol Chamber President.
Yeah,
in
and
John City.
well, we're all buddies, and it's we've got to make a difference this year. We're all
Mm-hmm.
friends. We all want to try to make a difference where we live, and now is the time.
When is the March Chamber Breakfast? Have I missed it?
It is next week at the Storytelling Festival.
Am I going to be there? You said you're going.
I'm missing it for whatever reason.
That's
so
right.
You
I'm
said
picking
you
up
and
in
I are going
April.
to skip. You and
We're
I are
picking
going to
up
go in April.
Yeah, we'll start going in April. We got to, because
Yeah.
we got 8 of them left, right?
Yes.
We got to start going in April. I want to be down and
Yeah.
be part of that, and to help to spread what he's talking about, the message of Johnson City Chamber and regionalism. And I'd go to the Kingsport one too, and the Bristol one too.
Oh yeah, I've been to all. I've been to all of them this year.
So, last thing before we go here, back to the sports. Bucks.
I went to the game
Basketball.
Saturday night.
Tough loss.
Well, that was the win.
They beat
That was
Furman.
the first win.
Yeah.
It was a great game, great atmosphere. It's incredible how many people come over from the Tri-Cities to watch them, support them. I mean, it's only an hour basically, and it's awesome. They had so many people there, but it was a tough loss. I did not go back. Was it Monday night?
UNC Greensboro.
I did not go, but they were not clicking. They never, they never made any threes. They had 3 injuries. It just never. But it's been a phenomenal season. Coach Forbes has done phenomenal things for the Bucks, and hopefully he will stick around.
Mm-hmm. He got this big contract, but he also said, if you read his quote, barring an offer basically that I can't refuse, and I get that.
He turned down one yesterday.
He did?
UTEP in Texas, whatever that stands for.
University of Texas, El Paso.
Yes, they offered him a job yesterday. He turned it down.
Here you go. So he is still sought after, even though that contract is signed. So
Yep.
we hope he stays. We hope you stay. I know your contract, there's some,
Tim and I are on good terms right now, so.
So don't push it.
Yeah,
Don't mess
don't
it up.
push it.
Don't push it. So, and before we go, I did go back and watch this guy. He told me to watch one more time. And I said, I'm going to, Ed, what's his name, the singer? The redheaded
Sheeran.
dude? Yeah. I said, okay, I'm going to sit down and watch Ed Sheeran. I'm going to try and be objective, watch this, and see what the attraction is. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. Ed Sheeran?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a song on the radio right now with Taylor Swift, Eminem, if you like Eminem rap.
No, I don't.
I know.
So, he's okay.
You're the Patsy Cline.
No, well, yeah, not really. You ever heard of
Honky
Third
Tonk.
Day? You ever heard of Third Day?
Yeah.
Contemporary
Yeah,
Christian group.
Yeah. They're good. I like Christian music. It's
Love
great.
my Third Day. Oh, and I like country music too. I like this guy. Hello, Pam Brown Payne. I love that lady right there. She's awesome. Her husband, Chris. I like, what's his name, Ed Sheeran?
Yeah.
I mean, he's okay, but he doesn't. I mean, you and Tim are like gaga over this guy. I mean, Tim even Tim lights up, and Tim doesn't get
Oh,
too
he saw him in
excited.
concert.
Yeah, so I guess I'm just missing it. I'm
The
just
young
an old
people
country-
are liking it, so
Oh,
his
there you-
kids like it. So he went to the concert with his kids, and they had a really good time.
His name is Ed Sheeran.
Sheeran.
Yeah, and he's touring with who?
No,
Oh,
he has
put out a
songs
song
to
with
put
Taylor
up to
Swift.
and Eminem on the
Eminem.
radio right now.
Yeah. Okay. Again, I'm okay with
He's big in another kind of
genre. Thank you.
other than the Tom Taylor genre.
I'm jamming every day to Third Day. Contemporary Christian.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nothing wrong with that.
The Leonard Skinner with a message about Jesus.
Yeah,
I mean, they
it's
can
great.
play. So, but, little George, hello, Tom and Andy. That's Pam Brown Payne. Pam knows you. She said she loves Andy Dietrich.
Well, she's a sweetheart.
She is. He doesn't
Not
know.
many people say nice
He
things
looks
about
like
me.
he is winging it right here. This is a total wing job. He looks at that picture and goes, "Oh, she's a sweetheart." He doesn't. Do you know who she is?
I don't know. Let me
She
see.
said she's a financial planner. And don't blow up. Hey, don't blow up my tablet. Don't do that. Andy.
Your tablet's not working good.
No. Hello, Tom and Andy. So anyway, Pam Brown said she knew you at church the other day. She says, I know Andy Dietrich. She thought it was hilarious when you started the show last week.
Oh.
Kind of commandeered the show. Anyway.
I need to do that again.
Yeah. But
maybe
not
a
today,
whole 2 hours.
Because we tipped them off, so. Anyway, you got to be somewhere at noon. Is that right?
Yes.
You got to leave?
Yes.
All right. So
I got to go solve all the world's problems.
So one more time, tell us about the previously owned vehicles you've got. How many are out there right
now?
now?
About 100 used vehicles right now, and over 90% of them are local trade-ins. Some of them are one owners where it's easy when people trade in vehicles, easy to get a hold of them, let somebody that's interested in it talk to the previous owner, see how they took care of it, ask them if they had any wrecks, and so forth and so on. And so we have that here, lots of that. A lot of dealerships don't have that ability to trade for the kind of vehicles we do, so they have to supplement their inventory by lots of auction cars and program vehicles. And I'm not knocking that. Every once in a while we do have to, we'll get some program Impalas and things like that in. But I feel more comfortable just what I've experienced in the car business my entire life. A lot of times it's better to trade for a car and have a story with it.
Can I tell you a horror story about a buddy of mine up home that I've talked to him over? It's been the last couple of weeks since Valentine's Day. He went and bought a car up there at a dealership, remains anonymous. Found out it had to after some constant problems. Anyway, long story short, it apparently is one of those cars that was flooded.
Ooh, from Louisiana or Florida?
Louisiana,
oh,
from
gosh.
Florida. Got it from Florida. And so it's got major problems, and the dealership's not standing behind it.
Well, I guess he'll be suing them.
Yes, he is about to get an attorney and sue him because he bought a car that had been flooded down in Florida. So that's not this
a lot of
dealership.
people
We're
are
talking
worried
about one
that was going to trickle. I mean, out of the all over the United States, those cars would disappear and reappear.
Well, you told me at one point there was 1 million cars.
Yeah, it was 1 million
flooded, impacted. So, and on the flip side, that's a dealership way up 4 states away. But here, when I bought my vehicle, going on 2 years in September,
I got all the water out of it before you bought it.
He bailed out of the
fish
bucket.
Still floating in it.
I'm trying to give him a testimonial, and he has to bring up where he's out there with his goggles and flippers in my front seat with a bucket, bailing. Tom will never know. We'll just roll the windows down. It'll dry out.
Yeah.
So
you still have my life jacket? I left it there.
I still do. There's AD on the end of it. It's monogrammed AD. So anyway, what I was going to say.
Well, come on, say what you're going to say.
I'm trying to because you interrupted me with your goggle story.
We don't have all day.
Bailing out fish out of my floorboard. So when I got ready to buy my car here, before I could even say, well, who's, he said, by the way, here's your list of previous owners and phone numbers. You can call them. So I thought, gosh, if they can stand behind it like that, because a lot of folks don't. I never did call any of them, and the thing runs like a top. So,
yeah.
So
and those painted flames you put down the side really add to that vehicle. And you put that little spark thing in the tailpipe, so when you hit it, the flames shoot out. Real flames shoot out the exhaust pipe.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the neon lights at night too. I bet the kids love that.
They really do.
Yeah. Makes it look like it's hovering across the ground.
Now what I've ordered.
The black lights inside.
I'm going to go ahead and tell him this before he goes. What I ordered was a bobblehead of Andy in the back seat, back in the back window.
Oh yeah.
He's doing this, and so when I hit the brakes, his lights blink and he smiles. So I've got that coming. See the smile? Look up in the camera. Look at the smile. See there?
Yeah.
Lights. His eyes going to be real red, and his mouth's going to come out. Every time I hit the brakes, his mouth going. He'll smile, and his eyes will turn red, and his little head's bobbing in the back window. Right beside
they did that anyway when I hit the brakes.
I love this guy. You need to go to your meeting.
Yes.
I got to do some sports here. We've been doing some sports. Watch this. Who is your team to win the college basketball next week, March Madness? Because it'll be going full-fledged when we get in here next week. Who do you think is going to win it all?
Tennessee.
There you go. We'll take a break. That's all we need to know.
Barnes.
Coach Barnes, Coach of the Year. He can coach. They've had a heck of a year.
Mm-hmm.
They got predicted.
I thought he was SEC Coach of the Year. Is he?
He was SEC Coach of the Year.
Okay.
And Williams was the Player of the Year. But they predicted these guys to finish 13th or 14th in the conference, and they were co-champions with Auburn.
This is the year.
You got it. Quick break. We'll be right back. Hate to break this party up. We talk everything from Pam Payne, who doesn't know who she is, Connie Steer, who knows who she is, regionalism, and bailing fish out of my floorboard. Can't top this one. It's another one of those award-winning segments.
We may get an Emmy or a Grammy. It'd be a Grammy, wouldn't it?
A Granny. We're going to get a Granny. I'm going to get a Granny.
Was it a Razzie or whatever is it?
Yeah. Ed Sheeran. Nah. See, and I'm probably
I knew you wouldn't understand.
I would not understand. No, he's way out of my. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. You're too old to understand
too old
for that.
I'm a geezer. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We are live at Champion Chevrolet. Up next, take a look at NASCAR. My man Kevin Harvick. Oh, didn't do good. We'll tell you what happened next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monster savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
The savings continue the month of February at Max Medicine in Kingsport. All natural factors 20% off. Folic acid, CoQ10, apple cider vinegar capsules, B12. They're all on sale. Anything natural factors, all 20% off the month of February at Max Medicine Mart. No coupons, no limits. It's a flat 20% off anytime you buy natural factors in February at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Natural factors 20% off in February. Make tracks to Max Medicine Mart.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. And Andy said, would you please come back and say, I do know Pam Brown Payne. We looked her up. He said, yes, she used to call on the dealership back in the day. And she did. So he does remember her. He does remember you, Pam. We got basketball coming up at noon. Louisville and the top seed UVA, the Virginia Cavaliers, in the ACC men's tournament quarterfinal. What? You going to see him? All right, let's show Andy's socks because he is, let's, the sock of the day. Here we go. See if I can see, where are they here? Here you go. How about that right there? Is that not nice? That's manly. Lavender. Very nice.
Lavender gray.
Matches your lavender sweater.
Yeah.
And you do remember Pam Payne?
Pam
Brown. Yep. She's a sweetie. So there you go. You do remember. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Connie Steer. Great job, both of you, and you are not too old, Tom. Thank you, Connie. Appreciate that very much. We are live here. We are in the saddle, ready to go here, talking again sports. My man Carmichael is going to be here in just a second. Louisville UVA playing again at 12 o'clock in the ACC men's quarterfinal. Also later on, the quarterfinal of the Big East will be St. John's and Xavier at 12 o'clock. Also coming up today. Let me run them down here for you before we take the break and we get Carmichael in the seat. TCU and Kansas State in the Big 12 at 12:30. Boston College, Clemson at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Oklahoma State, Kansas at 2:30. Georgia, Missouri coming up at 3 o'clock today. Colorado, Arizona at 3 o'clock today in the Pac-12. Mountain West quarterfinal, UNLV and Nevada coming up at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Tonight, under the lights, as they say, Marquette, Villanova in the Big East. Texas Tech in the Big 12. Notre Dame and Duke will be at 7 o'clock again at the ACC men's tournament. Obviously, North Carolina, Miami will be at 9 o'clock, and then Baylor and the Mountaineers of West Virginia at 9 o'clock in the Big 12. So those are primarily the games going on again coming up with the tournament play, and we'll keep you posted. And, of course, particularly these ones getting ready to crank up here in a few minutes. As long as we're here on the show, we'll be more than glad to tell you what's going on. He's here. He's ready to go. He's our buddy Carmichael, and he is settled into the seat. Talk a little sports. Dave Angie joins us coming up at the bottom of the hour, and so let's get him on the screen. And there's my man Carmichael on show number 704. Good afternoon, my friend. How are you?
Well, it's not a Chamber of Commerce
It is
Thursday.
not. It's a
You know
blustery cold day.
I have driven through the last 2 days. I've driven through just about every season imaginable, coming over the last 2 mornings from beautiful Black Mountain, barely getting down the mountain yesterday morning with the snow on the roads. This morning, coming through Weaverville and coming west from Weaverville in that direction, one lane was covered with snow, and I was following the plow behind it to get around, and then finally got around it and was able to get up the mountain. A little bit of snow there. Got to the top of the mountain, started down, no snow. When I got to Johnson City, the sun was out, and I'm like, it's March. In East Tennessee, Western North Carolina.
You got it.
I mean, we're 25 years this weekend. I can always remember the blizzard of 9/30.
Mm-hmm. And, yes, that was quite a run back then.
Well, it was easy to remember. It's always, I was telling my staff, because they're all under the age of 25, I said it's easy to remember this blizzard because Tennessee played Kentucky that year on the Friday night in the SEC tournament. It was Allen Houston's last game, UT. Kentucky won the game by that close margin of 100-40. And so I'll never, and literally when the lights went out on Tennessee that night, about 15 minutes after the game, the lights went out on people here in the area for days.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I remember I was actually marooned, I guess, for lack of a better term, out of WJCW radio for days. Couldn't get in, couldn't get out. Remember Ken Manis brought us food. He was the president then, and got in a 4-wheel drive and came out there. Of course, we stayed there to give reports about the weather, but it was very treacherous to get in and get out back in the day. So, I slept a couple nights at the old radio station back during the blizzard of 93, right?
Yes. 25 years. 25th anniversary, I think it's silver, 25th anniversary, yeah.
So there you go. All right, let's take a look at the obvious. We're going to talk a little NASCAR coming up. Let's take a little basketball. Let's run down. I'm going to get your take. Analyze these for me. We'll have to go. We got a lot of them to talk about. But yesterday it was Georgia beating Vanderbilt, South Carolina beating Ole Miss in the SEC. Any surprises there?
No, but it's like I've told people all year. You better beat Vanderbilt this year because next year you may. And I'd say they are taking names at Vandy and remembering these beatings because next year they've got a top 5 recruiting class coming in. It may just be a 1-year deal for it, but they'll remember the beatings they took this year.
Lost by 16, so Georgia moves on. So today, 1 o'clock, Texas A&M and Alabama. 3:30, Missouri and Georgia. 7 o'clock tonight, Tennessee fans watching this one because they'll play the winner. Mississippi State, LSU. Mississippi State, 7th seed, LSU, the 10th seed. Who do you like there?
I like Mississippi State. I like better coaching. I think that'll be the difference in who wins the game.
South Carolina plays Ole Miss in that final game, the number 11 seed Gamecocks, the number 6 seed Arkansas.
2 teams projected to make it to the NCAA tournament. I like Arkansas.
Tomorrow, Auburn, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Florida all get into the action tomorrow. So that says South Carolina, Florida. That wouldn't be right, would it?
South Carolina, unless they've already got South Carolina beaten,
they kind of jumped on that one.
Beaten Arkansas. I looked at Joe Lunardi's bracketology this morning because that's be interesting the next few days to see how the brackets, his view on the brackets, he's pretty accurate. Go up and down, up and down. He has Tennessee as a 3 seed in, I believe it was the East. He's got 8 teams from the SEC making the tournament, so that's half the league making the tournament. So and Tennessee and Auburn are the highest SEC seeds that he had as number 3 seeds.
Ole Miss loses yesterday without a head coach. Andy Kennedy, of course, stepped away from the program. They have been talking to Thad Matta. There was talk again about Steve Forbes going that way. According to our man here, Andy Dietrich, said that Forbes turned down a job offer yesterday for UTEP, University of Texas El Paso, came calling, and he said thanks but no thanks. So we'll kind of hold our breath and hope Forbes hangs around.
Yeah, UTEP is not the job it was years ago when the Bear Don Haskins was out there, won the national championship when they were Texas Western, and built that program up for many years. But it's been kind of a deathbed for coaches. I think Tim Floyd was the last one that was there that coached with the Bulls, coached at Iowa State.
We are here talking live at Championship to my man Carmichael. Love having him coming in every week and talking sports. So here we go. ACC from yesterday. Louisville, Florida State beats Florida State. Boston College beats NC State. North Carolina beats Syracuse, and Notre Dame comes from 21 down to stun Virginia Tech. That one's a shocker. Any of these other games shock you?
No, I mean Notre Dame really is not a shock. Mike Bray is a great tournament coach. You talk about now this time of year who are great tournament coaches. It really get it. Mike Bray's one of the best. I mean, he's never won the national championship, but he's always been right there knocking on the door and close. And that was to beat Virginia Tech. I think that was a great win for the Fighting Irish.
Today, 12 o'clock, we'll keep you posted as long as we're on the air. It's number 1 seed Virginia and Louisville. Then later on, it's Boston College, Clemson, North Carolina, Miami, and then that's the last game. The third game will be Duke and Notre Dame. By the way, speaking of North Carolina, they lose one of the greatest voices ever. You know, we've lost 3 this year. We've lost Keith Jackson. We've lost Oh My, Dick Enberg, and Woody Durham, the voice of the North Carolina Tar Heels, passed away at the age of 76.
Woody has been in ill health for several years. His son is the voice of the Falcons and also does the ACC games on Fox Network. Did Georgia Tech for many years, was in the running, and in this humble person's opinion, should have gotten the Tennessee gig back when Kessling got it, because he's a much better broadcaster than Bob Kessling. But he does the Falcon games on their radio network.
Louisville, excuse me. Let's go back and quick look at them. Louisville, Virginia. Any problem with the Cavaliers there?
It's going to be like when you play Virginia. It's like going to get a root canal. I mean, literally, it is like it's not going to be pretty. Yeah. And the only chance you're going to have to beat Virginia is get it in an up and down game. If they keep the game at their pace, their tempo, that's no more than like a 70-point game. But they would prefer to beat you 56-54. You're not going to beat them. You got to move the game up and down. Louisville, I noticed this morning in the bracketology, as an 11th seed playing UCLA in a playing game. So, but they're one of the last 4. This could be a big game for Louisville, whether if they make the tournament or not.
Clemson, Boston College.
Boy, Clemson has been, besides Tennessee and Auburn, you have to think Clemson has been maybe the surprise team of the year, because nobody thought Clemson was going to be this good in the ACC. And they've really surprised. I think they take care of Boston College.
North Carolina, the defending national champs, taking on Miami.
You think North Carolina Miami's another team that surprised this year, but North Carolina has underachieved. Now, can they start to turn it back around again? I think they can, and they'll beat Miami to set up for that rematch with Duke on tomorrow night.
Yeah, Notre Dame and Duke.
Yeah, I think Duke wins. I think Duke. It's Mike Bray against the teacher. Krzyzewski was an assistant for him for several years.
Atlantic 10 tournament coming up from yesterday. You had UMass defeating LaSalle. You had George Washington defeating the Fordham Rams. So today, 12 o'clock, VCU Dayton. Then you have a 2:30 UMass and George Mason. Later on tonight, Richmond Duquesne, and then George Washington and St. Louis. Any surprises there in the Atlantic 10?
Shouldn't be. And St. Louis could be a surprise team going on the way out to the NCAA tournament from this.
All right. Then we get into the Big East. Georgetown eliminated yesterday, losing by 11 to St. John's. DePaul, Marquette defeats DePaul. So today, 12 o'clock, St. John's, Xavier. Third time they'll meet. Then you have Creighton and Providence. Then you have Marquette and Villanova. And then the nightcap, the Seton Hall Pirates and the Butler Bulldogs. What do you think?
two possible upsets. Marquette could get in and sneak it and beat Villanova. Villanova needs to take care of business and at least make the finals of the Big East to keep, I think, a number 1 seed in the tournament. And Seton Hall that's another one, could be a surprise there at the bottom of the bracket with Butler.
Then we go to the Big 12 Conference. From yesterday, Oklahoma State beats the Sooners, cross-state rivals, 71-60. Texas defeats Iowa State by 4. So today, 12:30, Kansas State TCU. 2:30, Oklahoma State, Kansas, number 1 seed. 7 o'clock tonight, Texas Tech. Then the nightcap at 9 o'clock, the Mountaineers of West Virginia, the 3rd seed, taking on the Baylor Bears. Any surprises there?
Possibly Oklahoma State, Kansas. I don't think Kansas gets out and wins this tournament, even though they're the number, and they're going to be a number 1 seed. But it seems like there's always a stumble with Bill Self in the Big 12 tournament, or Big 12 tournament.
That is, again, going on, as we said, in the Big 12 Conference Tournament. Then you have Conference USA. The only game that really matters out of all this is the team. We are Marshall, the alma mater, playing at 7:30 tonight against UT, University of Texas San Antonio.
Now, they're in the wrong – Marshall, though, is in the wrong side of the bracket.
I know. They got Middle Tennessee.
They got Middle Tennessee.
Who they beat Saturday night. They went into Murfreesboro and beat them. So that was a big upset at the end of the regular season. So they got Middle Tennessee and Southern Miss, Louisiana Tech, Old Dominion, and UAB Western Kentucky going on. But the Herd plays at 7:30 tonight. There'll be a butt whooping on San Antonio.
25, 30 years ago, that would have been a pretty good little tournament right there with Marshall, with Southern Miss, with Louisiana, with Old Dominion, UAB, and Western Kentucky. In the 80s and 90s, at different times, that would have been a nice little tournament.
Clean Gene Bartow and the boys. Mountain West coming up today. You got UNLV in Nevada, Fresno State, San Diego State, Utah State, Boise State, and the Wyoming Cowboys taking on New Mexico in the Mountain West tournament. So one of those teams will obviously punch the ticket, get to the big dance. Pac-12, here we go. From yesterday, one upset. Oregon State knocks off the 7th seed in overtime, Washington by 3. So today, you have Colorado, Arizona, Stanford, UCLA, Oregon State and Southern Cal, and Utah playing the winner of...
They play Oregon. I think Oregon won that game.
Won the game?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
main game I'm wondering about that 5:30 game, Stanford UCLA. Can UCLA finally get it in gear here at the tournament? I keep thinking maybe they'll get beat. They'll be terrible, and they'll fire Alford, and we'll hire a coach out there that's. I'm just not a Steve Alford. I'm a UCLA fan, but I'm not a Steve Alford fan.
In the last tournament, we're looking at the Sun Belt tournament. Appalachian State, the Mountaineers, big win yesterday. They roll over Little Rock 93-64. Mountaineers play Texas Arlington at 3 o'clock today. Also, Louisiana and Texas State, Troy, Georgia State, University of Louisiana Monroe, and Georgia Southern in those 4 quarterfinals. Georgia
Southern. Anytime I see the word Georgia Southern,
flashback.
And UT Arlington, I think that's where Barry Dowd was from UT Arlington too, former ETSU basketball coach.
Yep.
During our time with the Buccaneers.
Yep. When I was the voice to Bucks, my man was, we called him Spanky back then. I don't know how he got that name, but I gave it to him. So he was our producer, stat man extraordinaire. Color man was Mike Boylan, right?
In football, yes.
In football. Basketball,
it was you. Giving you numbers and giving you some.
Color commentating.
Yeah.
So we go back, what was that, 30 years?
About 33, 34 years, yeah. Time flies when you're having fun.
I'm telling you, it's hard to believe I've been at this that long. But
who's quicker than Billy Hampton going back for a fly ball?
All right, let's talk about our NASCAR boys. Kevin Harvick, not good. Found some racing infractions. He wins the race, will not get the benefit to the win for the playoffs. A total of 7 playoff points for winning the race, and both stages will be taken away. Also, this is pretty big because last time they fined the crew chief